There's my husband Eric getting ready to do our apple pressing. It's a 3-minute pause on this thing. So anyways, he's going to walk you through the process quickly here.
We have some lovely apple trees on the property here, and they have been abundant. Not been the heaviest year, but lots for what we need. As a matter of fact, some of these apples we're going to be giving away to a couple of the families. So what I did is I collected them and dumped them in my little dump box here. It's handy because I can stand up there and get the apples off the top far easier than trying to go ladders all the time.
Top of the trees, yeah.
So then I've hosed them down, and now I'm cutting out all the bad flaws, and the more unripe ones I'll throw in for the deer, because I do deer hunt, and then so I'm selecting it there. Then we'll bring them over here and dump it into our sink. This, by the way, is our woodshed, vegetable preparation, meat slaughtering house, and apple processing place.
Maple sugar shack in the spring.
Yeah, maple sugar shack once we get the wood up. So what I'm doing is I'm inspecting the apples, putting them into this sink, and we have a carburetor underneath. And so I start the carburetor and feed it through, and it just comes out
After
mush.
it's been thoroughly washed and disinfected.
Yeah.
We only use this carburetor for pressing apples. We don't use it to mulch our compost, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
No.
But anyways, we keep it clean and covered and wrapped so that we have it for our cider every year.
And then we take it from there and we put it through.
Okay, let me turn the camera.
We put it through this press that we got on Amazon. We've had it for I don't know how many years.
I'd say close to 20. We used to do apple pressing with an old farmer, and the old farmer had an old homemade one, and that's how we got into it. And then he passed away, and so we moved away, and we decided we wanted to continue pressing apples. So we found this little one. It's just probably the baby, but I'll tell you, we've done probably 200 jars a year. And it works, processes work pretty good. We have it lined with a pillowcase that we keep just for apple pressing. That's why it looks brown, but it's disinfected and washed every year and rewashed it just before we use it. It's on a slope, so as he presses it, and he'll explain it. Show them what you're going to do.
Well, I put this wood blocks on top in there.
Once the apples are in.
And then I close the top with the cloth over. Then I put the wood in, and then I crank it down with the crank. I put the pressure on it, squeeze the juice out. Then we take the juice and put it into there, and we boil it for a while. And
we
then
boil it, and the scum, any particles like flesh of the apple or parts of the core, float to the top. It's probably close to an hour we boil it. And we skim it off and deposit that in a pail. And then when it's kind of clear looking, then we're going to take it over to the table behind Eric, and we're going to start bottling it
again
quickly. And then I water bath it for a few minutes if it cools down in a big canning thing. And I know for sure it's sterile, it's clean, it's ready to go on the shelf and store for winter. And
we use a lot of mason jars, but this year is a shortage of mason jars. But we also do grapes, and so we use
recycled beverage bottles that are
alcoholic bottles, and
they do well.
Yeah, we use them for
we're
using them for apple juice.
Alcohol, but our neighbors have parties, and we are blessed with their bottles.
We use apple juice and grape juice in them, and we mix a lot. Like we have blackberries and raspberries, and we mix them in with the apples to have various kinds of nice juice to drink during the winter.
Yes.
And so I'll just activate this, and you can see how it comes out at the bottom.
And before he does that noisy thing, some of the apple juice we do, I make into a cider base, but mostly just with, I don't ferment it, it's unfermented cider, but I take pumpkin pie spice and add to the bottles when I'm bottling them, and then it stores on the shelf, and it makes a really nice beverage if you want it hot in the winter with a bit of orange. I think we're going to get a lightning thunderstorm pretty soon. Yeah. So I'm going to flip this around again.
Wait a minute, let me do this.
He's going to turn that on.
But just to see it come out, well, you might not at that distance though.
Yeah, I think you would. See the water? Oh, the red thing. You forgot the red plunger.
What?
You forgot the red plunger. We have the red one.
add a bit of water to it. Well, we're going right now. Yeah, if you can see this, maybe bring the camera over there.
Okay. I have it on a tripod, so be patient. Moving the camera here, so you can see it, hopefully.
But it comes out just much. And that's what we squeeze the juice out of.
Okay, so we'll pause this for now. We'll come back and show you the next stage later.